We are coming to you live for the first half of our double header right here on the OH Report from the Eagles Nest, Big Walnut High School, Sunbury, Ohio. Getting the sound here of the band. Stay with us for this competitive contest. Has the potential to be, at least, for all the marbles here in the OCC-Capital. Second matchup between these two teams. Will Westerville South come up with the sweep, or will Big Walnut come up with the big draw on the season? Stay with us for the pregame show. I've got Joe Baylog on the call with me. Coming up next.
Hey, Travis, what's up?
Oh, not much. What's that sound?
Just working on some long overdue improvements here.
Whoa.
Fit for a Hall of Famer. Hi, I'm Joe Baylog. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
Think it's time to wake 'em up. They've been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can't move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new.
Bryce with the OH Report, and we are joining you live at the Eagles Nest in Sunbury, Ohio at Big Walnut High School for the Monarch Title Services pregame show. I'm Bryce Coder, your play-by-play commentator and director for the evening, joining the booth with the legendary Hall of Fame coach Joe Baylog on color commentary tonight. Joe, how you doing?
Good. Cold evening, but great to be in the gym to watch what I think is going to be a really hotly contested girls basketball game here tonight.
I definitely agree. OCC basketball of a different flavor for you tonight. Ohio Capital Conference. Go ahead and dig into our team spotlight for the Westerville South Wildcats. And this year for the girls, 11-4 on the year, 8-0 in the OCC. On the 17th, they defeated Kilbourne 50-27, losing to Pickerington Central 51-43, and defeating Dublin Scioto 71-41. Their stats this season: 55 points per game, 38 points per game against 39% from the field, 26% three-point, 56% free throw. Taking a look at this team, I mean, it's a team that's really strived for excellence all year long, and they've really succeeded in doing that. What do you think for a team that is so skilled like this? How do you kind of manage the expectations in this where you know you're going to face a big challenge?
Well, I mean, the key thing tonight for Westerville South is by winning the first contest between these two teams, they pretty much control their own destiny with being able to win a league title. So tonight's a big game for them just from the standpoint. They're not going to clinch it, but they really put some distance between the team that's coming right after them So that win early in the season necessarily didn't win them the league, but it was a big factor as far as being able to control your own destiny in this league.
That victory for Westerville South all the way back on December 13th, but having late season implications here. Let's take a look at our player spotlight for Westerville South, and getting the nod tonight is going to be Ariyana Cradle, 17.8 points per game, 4.6 steals per game, and 4.3 rebounds per game. And anyone who can score like that, I mean, definitely a great addition, but in terms of defensively contributing extremely well on that front as well, almost 5 steals per game.
Well, and the other key part is that she plays the point guard position for this team. And, you know, as a coach, we all like to have, you know, big players, but when you have very skilled perimeter players, and especially at the point guard position, makes a huge difference. And she's been that difference for this basketball team.
Taking a look at our keys to victory for Westerville South. They're going to need to solidify inside of 10 feet, dominant post play for Big Walnut in the way of Dinza Allen and Sydney Mobley, and they're going to need to spread the floor looking to those open one-on-ones, and it was something that was successful for Hayes against Big Walnut, was being able to isolate the defenders, penetrate to the basket. Could see a lot of success with that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be kind of an interesting matchup with the size that Big Walnut has inside to see how Westerville South's able to balance that. But again, going back to our kind of the key player of the game for Westerville South, when you have a really good point guard, they make a big difference in how a game's played.
Great guard play all around, a whole bunch of contenders. The scoring really evenly distributed and some strong post down low. Going ahead and jumping into our team spotlight for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles. And for the Lady Eagles, likewise very successful, 12-2 on the year, 7-1 on the conference. The only loss they suffered was to Westerville South in the conference on the 19th, losing to St. Vincent St. Mary's on a buzzer beater, 57-54. On the 20th, defeating Lawrence 60-51, and then Hayes on Wednesday. We covered that one, 59-28 victory. Taking a look at some of their returning honors, and Dinza Allen, first team all OCC, third team all district, likewise with Remy Largent. Sydney Mobley making the jump over to Big Walnut, first team all OCC as a freshman, first team all district as well. Lexi Federer, second team all OCC. And I think it's a story across the board with Big Walnut and all of the athletics, boys and girls, very young, but extremely skilled.
Yeah, I mean, Largent only being a sophomore, you're exactly right. You take a look at the boys roster, a lot of youth, but a lot of skill. And that's a good sign for these Eagles tonight.
Taking a look at our player spotlight for the Golden Eagles, and tonight getting the nod is Dinza Allen, the center, 12.1 points per game, 6.3 rebounds per game, 2.2 blocks per game, a dominant down-low presence, and we were talking about it a little bit earlier about how they just use each other interchangeably between her and Sydney Mobley on those blocks, and the presence that they're able to establish down low, I mean, keeps a lot of offenses from even challenging the paint because they know what's to come.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that, you know, the game's kind of changed. You know, it's kind of become a 5-out, 3-point shooting game. So Big Walnut's a little bit back, I guess you would say, old style.
Old school.
Where you have not just one post player that could be dominant, you have two. And they have used those two post players very well so far this season. As we've mentioned, only 2 losses, 1-2 to this Westerville South squad, and then, as you mentioned, a buzzer beater against a traditionally very good St. Vincent St. Mary basketball team. So they're coming in here, I think, with a lot of confidence tonight, seeing if they can kind of jump into this tie for the league lead.
And we will take a brief break for the national anthem. It is military night here at Big Walnut High School. pre-game pleasantries out of the way, jumping right back into our Monarch Title Services pre-game show at the Keys to Victory for Big Walnut. And tonight they're going to need to look to seek to draw contact, get to the free throw line. At times it can seem like they're almost shying away from contact, but if they're able to get to the free throw line as many times as they come up with the ball on the backboard, I mean, they could go to the line a ton. And converting inside, I mean, we saw it against Hayes, or I saw it against Hayes at least, where the shots just weren't falling. They could be a completely different basketball team. I mean, scoring 70, 80 points if those shots begin to fall for them, and guards on their toes defensively. They know they've got tough matchups on the perimeter, making sure that they're moving around the perimeter, moving to those skip passes where they love to create shots, and just staying competitive all around.
Well, I think you bring up both are great points from the standpoint to be able to control the point guard play of Westerville South is going to be important tonight defensively. And then from an offensive standpoint, you want to use those two post players to not only dominate inside as far as being able to get 2-point field goals, but also the ability to get to the free throw line, and maybe more importantly, get some people in foul trouble and see what Westerville South's bench is going to look like.
And definitely a question to be had is looking at those foul situations, and with the rule changes, only 5 fouls per quarter definitely could play a big factor tonight. Just in both fronts, I mean, both teams very physical, boys and girls as well, where they love to play physical defense down low, and that's great. That's what you love to see as a coach, but at the same time, that can also get you into trouble if you gamble too much too.
Well, and whether you like it or not, the official's whistle is going to play an important part in this game to see how much contact do they allow inside for Westerville South to defend those two post players inside. So that'll be one of the adjustments that maybe both teams will maybe have to make tonight, depending on if they let them play or whether they're going to kind of call a little bit tighter.
Absolutely, and I do think, especially this season, that's something I think referees have done a really good job with, is allowing players to play and recognizing in situations where when it does get too physical and it does get too chippy, that's the time to rein it in, not necessarily out the gate. You want to allow the players to establish that place to play, and I think we've seen a really good job of that this season.
Yep, I mean, typically it just seems, coaching for a long time, the later you get in the season, the more they let you play. And players, if that's the case, you just got to be able to adjust to it. And that'll be a case tonight when you got two very talented basketball teams going against each other.
Getting a look at the starting lineup for the Westerville South Wildcats.
And now for your Big Walnut Golden Eagle.
Now Big Walnut with the grand introduction, as they always do. Part 1 of the Westerville South Big Walnut matchup here at the Eagles Nest. Part 2 will be boys basketball action at 8 p.m. We'll bring you that right after the conclusion of this broadcast.
And now the starting lineup for your Eagle. Wearing zero, sophomore.
The energy in the building. You can see the youth team behind them. Just thinking about what that does for a program from the time they're little girls through middle school, seeing competitive basketball play at the high school level, looking up to these girls, seeing the fundamentals in action.
Senior Denza Allen. That's Allen in the book. Wearing number 4, junior Josie Sairoka. And finally, wearing number 40, sophomore Sydney Mobley. That's Mobley.
Final messages being shared. Both teams know what is on the line, so much at stake. As Joe said, it certainly wouldn't clinch the conference championship, but would give them very, very good hopes going into the late season. If Westerville South could clinch it here. But a tall order ahead as they're in deep in enemy territory. At center court. We are underway. Desire Dupree wins the tip, and right off the bat, Ariyana Cradle tries to put one up from 15 feet. A good thought, but it doesn't go for her.
Well, you can see already Westerville South aggressive man-to-man pressure here. Good left hand.
Mobley trying to get hot early. She had 20 points on Wednesday, but it was a little bit of a slow start for her.
Yeah, nice left-hand move there. And one of the good things good post players do is they use the glass, and she was able to use the glass.
So Roca falls to the ground. They send it low to Dupree, who misses on the air ball, but an offensive rebound for Wildcats. They reset up the offense. And Cradle with the crafty move inside gets him on the board for the first time tonight.
And you can see again, she uses the glass very well also, which is important, especially if you're going to get contact by the defense.
Already some great takes to the basket. Likely the game plan all week long was strong takes as Mobley's to the rim again. She floats in, but this time it's no good.
And you can already see Mobley, although having great size, she is very athletic as she puts the ball from, behind the three-point line, be able to attack the basket.
And a three ball puts Westerville South ahead for the first time tonight. I think you're definitely right. Something I'm always impressed with Mobley is her ability just to get to the rim. I mean, inside of 5 feet, she's able to create so much space for herself once she does get inside. She's like a wrecking ball.
You can see a little bit here, Westerville South's defense is also pushing Big Walnut a little bit out on the perimeter. Good job there of help defense stopping the baseline drive, but Sydney Mobley really showing her athleticism here with her first two baskets here. 4 points for her and 4 points for the Eagles.
Could be the guiding light for the Eagles tonight as they seek victory. A corner three is no good from Suri White. That one touching the back of the backboard, so they rule it out of bounds.
Who's number 2 for Big Walnut? Because it's not the same numbers.
So with the military night and it looks like breast cancer jerseys as well, they've moved some numbers around. And Soroka with the finger roll inside.
But we talked about the pressure that Westerville South's able to put on the basketball. But the three baskets that the Eagles have had have all been off of great penetration.
And we get the benefit of the instant replay. It'll send Cradle to the line for 2. Let's see what we think here.
I think it's going to be 3 shots here.
Oh, it is 3, and I see why home crowd is frustrated.
Yeah. I mean, from our perspective, it looked like it was a pretty clean, and as you can see, Coach Largent wasn't very happy with that call.
Cradle.
There's the second free throw. And the third, so a costly foul in the end. Gives him 3 points. Facing a trap.
Yep, and South picking up a little full court pressure. Almost got to turn over it, not quite.
Mobley quick to it. She steps away. And too hard off the back iron. Setting a screen up top. They don't take it. It's scraped out, but ends up back into the possession of a Wildcat. Active defense leads to another loose ball. And a 3-ball try way offline. Suri White looking for the 3-ball early, but not this time.
Might have wanted to be just a little more patient, a little bit of pressure on that shot, but you'll get the jitters out early. Both teams, really playing hard at both ends of the floor.
Both teams decisively winning their last games, and sometimes I think when you have a team that's really good and they're just coming off of a game where they've essentially destroyed the other team, sometimes it takes a second to get used to how closely you're guarded or how much you're harassed taking the ball to the basket.
Well, and both of these teams we know are very good. They got to be very good defensively just with the records that they've had so far this season. So baseline out of bounds here. Looks like a little bit of a box set. Typically you get some kind of screen-to-screener action. They run Remy Largent through what we'd call a side elevator screen there. First turnover of the game here.
Denza Allen gives it up, and Cradle looks ahead. Now a 4-point lead for Westerville South.
And that's the one thing you don't want in these types of basketball games. You don't want live ball turnovers that lead to easy baskets. And there, that turnover by the Eagles led to an easy basket.
And another turnover back-to-back as they throw it out of bounds.
But against a team like Westerville South, not that you want to turn the ball over, but you'd prefer to have that type of turnover where you can get back and set your defense.
Especially with the pace of play that's been established so far. I mean, Westerville South really looking to get out and run. A 3-ball try from White, this time better, but still not in. That one probably much more likely a foul, but no call that time.
Yeah, just not able to finish as she got to the glass there. A little bit of contact. 3 turnovers in a row now for the Eagles.
And a look at Soroka, picks up her pivot foot.
And again, Bryce, the one thing when you have really good pressure on the basketball, you may not see it right away, but it eventually begins to wear on you a little bit. And right there, that might have been one of those here as we got to the second part of this first quarter that pressure may be wearing a little bit on him right now.
And Denza Allen with the rejection inside, pulling up for a 3. And an air ball. So can't convert the momentum play on the trailing end once again. Dupree can't make the layup.
I mean, Dupree's got 2 good looks here in the last 2 possessions, but just not able to convert. Yep.
They call another travel, back-to-back travels and 4 turnovers for Big Walnut.
Yeah, out of the last 5 possessions, they've turned it over 4 times, and it's difficult to win, these types of basketball games if you turn it over at that rate. So Eagles need to settle down just a little bit, maybe be a little bit more patient, and just take better care of the basketball.
I think some of this is a reaction to the pressure that they're facing as well. And, I think in this situation they're using Mobley as like a backup or a safety option.
Mobley's kind of been the outlet against any kind of pressure here.
And it's definitely okay. I mean, she's Sydney Mobley. She will get the job done for you, but you have to get her the ball where she's expecting it.
Yeah, she would probably really be effective if they could just make the pass inside to her.
And now Dupree, no good from the corner.
Yep. And Mobley with the defensive rebound and brings it up on the break.
So much trust they have in her as a post. Take the ball up the floor to run the offense, but
a foul.
Also to stay strong down low as the foul is called.
Yep. Lexi Federer with the move to the basket. And creates the contact and able to get to the free throw line.
Take another look one more time. Saw the lane well. It was Cradle who, with the help side defense, came in. A little bit too much contact, though. Federer no good on the first free throw. Cradle already with 7 points on the night. With that free throw, it's a 1-possession game, 1:37 and ticking remaining here in the first quarter. Pulling up from mid-range. Rims out, Mobley the rebound. Mobley inside with the right hand, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
Foul on number 22, Kennedy Walker. On the line, Sydney Mobley.
You can see why Sydney Mobley is one of the highly touted girls basketball players in the state of Ohio. Skill level really, really good for just a sophomore. Able to grab off the defensive glass and bring it up either with the right or left hand and be able to attack the basket. So goes to the free throw line here. She made the first. Let's see if she gets the second.
She does make the second, Sydney Mobley. It seems like every single day on her Twitter, she's announcing that she's blessed to talk to another coach and she's received another offer.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of big-time schools across the country that are probably talking to her almost every day.
Cradle is fouled inside hard. And just going for the ball. I don't think any intention there, but on the floor, that'll be the second team foul for Big Walnut.
40, Sydney Mobley.
So I believe that's Mobley's first foul of the night. And again, baseline out of bounds. Westerville in a little bit of a box set here.
3-ball try from Brewer. London Brewer can't get the 3-ball to go. Now Remy Largent running the floor.
Possession remains with the Eagles.
Cradle thought that was in their possession.
Cradle's pressure on the basketball is a problem right now for Big Walnut. She is doing an outstanding job of just making things difficult.
Largent from way beyond the arc, but she's drilled at the 3-point line. A bit slow to get up, but she is up.
Ooh. Well, this is going to be an interesting call here because they don't call it on the shot.
Foul on number 22,
They call it after the shot on the floor, so it's just going to be the ball is going to be sideline out of bounds.
We'll take another look.
Ooh.
And I think she was still in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, and Coach Largent's picked up on this already too.
Yeah.
I would probably be arguing that call too, Bryce, if I was coaching.
And in a game where points are certainly a premium, this could have major implications. Denza Allen with an excellent move inside, threading the needle between the two defenders.
That was a really nice post move, and again, using the glass to kind of take away the contact.
Cradle, no good. Offensive rebound for Dupree, and that one is.
Dupree for 2.
Dupree able to finish. She had a couple other looks right there on that left-hand side of the basket and able to finish this one.
10 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Allen with the ball at the top of the key. She sees the clock.
Nice move.
A good move indeed, but no good on the shot. 1 second. Cradle from just inside half court. No good. So 1 quarter of play is in the books, and Westerville South is leading this one 12-11 in what appears to be a thriller in the making. Stay with us for second quarter action. Coming up next.
Think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, but you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant.
Second quarter at the Eagles Nest for part one of our Westerville South and Big Walnut
turnover
action. Already a turnover, only took 4 seconds.
So right now we've got 5 turnovers for the Eagles and 0 turnovers for Westerville South. But 12-11, so if you're Eagles, you kind of feel good that you've turned it over. Not that you turned it over 5 times, but you've turned it over 5 times and still are only down 1 point.
Making the most of the possessions while they can. A couple of missed free throws earlier.
Great pass.
Oh, and Mobley so strong underneath, but an even better look to get it inside.
Yeah, it was a great pass there on that little pick and roll action. And a great catch also by Mobley.
This one will be a foul. Take another look.
Foul on number 40, Sydney Mobley.
Definitely hacked inside, so that
Patterson.
will be Mobley's second. With 7:18 remaining in the second quarter. And the flat shot clanks off the front of the rim. One more opportunity to tie things up. Kaylin Patterson makes the second. Substitution comes onto the floor. For Patterson, it'll be London Brewer, 5'6" point guard.
And only a freshman.
Only a freshman. Stepping up in a big way. Both the boys and the girls team for Westerville South have freshmen playing huge roles. Soroka fading away. And a foul. I think that's going to go against Mobley. That's her third.
Foul on number 40, Sydney Mobley.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, 3 fouls with just over a minute into the second quarter, so more than likely she will probably have to sit the majority here of this second quarter.
Could be a huge substitution as Denza Allen with a huge rejection. Now running the floor, they've got numbers 3-2, and she's fouled inside. She'll go to the line for 2. A great move to go with the underhand. Such strength to get it across the body, and she's whacked on the forearms.
Well, you know, we talked at the beginning of the game about the skill of these 2 post players. And me seeing them just for the first time, kind of pretty amazing the skill that they have just of being able to handle the basketball. I mean, both of these post players showing the ability to rebound the ball and just dribble it the length of the floor.
Talking with Sydney Mobley for her MVP interview on Wednesday. She talked a lot about the leadership that Denza Allen has provided this team. Only 2 seniors on the team as a whole. She's the lone starter senior and just holding it down, providing so much inspiration and guidance and seniority to this team.
Possession, Eagles.
And a flurry of loose balls ends up leading to Big Walnut holding on to things. On the sideline, they find Allen. She takes the 3 from the top of the key. Denza Allen heating up here in the second quarter.
Well, with Mobley going to the bench, you need somebody to step up, and right now, Denza Allen has been that player for the Eagles. Big 3 there.
Almost comes up with the steal, but inside she comes up with the rebound after forcing a bad shot. Big Walnut on the break. Denza Allen throws it away, and now they don't have numbers. 3-2. Cradle makes the extra pass, but jumping inside to push it out of bounds.
Remains on the Wildcat.
Avoiding disaster will take it out underneath the basket. Kaylin Patterson finds Cradle. Cradle battling inside. No good off the backboard, and she's fouled from behind. That'll be Cradle's first foul on the night.
Yeah, Cradle maybe talked to the official a little bit about maybe a little bit of contact on her shot, but give Big Walnut a lot of credit. Played pretty straight up, and then maybe a little bit of a frustration foul there.
I think so. Shot hasn't been falling in the second quarter. Playing stellar defense on the other end, though, as she looks to trap. Just looking for a good shot. Up by 2 with 5 minutes. Remy, Largent, they find that good shot, but they can't find the bottom of the basket. Largent gets her own rebound. Cradle comes up with the steal. She looks up the floor with an overhead pass, and that's good.
Sarai White for 2.
I mean, as we said, the defensive pressure that Westerville South's been able to put on has created a couple easy baskets here for them. They've forced 7 turnovers by the Eagles so far tonight.
So all tied up here at 18.
So baseline out of bounds look here.
Largent.
Yep.
Hard off the glass.
You know, she's missed a couple open threes. And sometimes all a player like her needs to do is kind of see the ball go through the basket. Does a nice job there driving to the lane and getting it off the glass.
I'm always interested by the kind of situation where, as a coach, you give a shooter a green light, but they're not performing well. How do you kind of manage those situations where you want to allow them to have the confidence to shoot the ball, but at the same rate, not necessarily serving you very well?
Well, I think the thing is, a lot of that trust is earned in practice. So in a case like a Remy Largent, the shots she's taken have all been good shots. You're never going to tell her, don't take those shots. So it's just a matter of confidence that, one, the player has in themselves, and then the confidence that the coach shows in that player.
Great insight there. Now on the wing, Allen falls for it, but off the back of her leg, the dribbler almost loses it, and finally they do. Big Walnut looks ahead.
One of the few turnovers that Westerville South has had tonight.
Kept the ball very safe. Foul called underneath. We'll see. Looks on the replay. It was away from the ball. Yeah, there it is.
Foul on number 11, London Brewer.
If you look down by the right block, she gives a shove.
Kind of a bump there that they call. So Brewer going to go to the bench, and
she's not happy about that one.
And Cradle right back in. I mean, Cradle's going to the bench, I think, twice, but it's just been very, very short time. And
throws it away into the hands of Cradle, 2-on-1. Allen affects the shot just enough, but Cradle the offensive rebound, not the offensive rebound to Dupree. And a great move inside with the right hand.
Scored by Sarai White.
That's White's 4th point on the night.
And according to our stats right now, that's the 7th offensive rebound for Westerville South. So that's been huge in this basketball game so far.
For a team that has the size advantage and a decisive one at that, it's not one you would expect. Almost, but just short.
Foul on number 10, Shelby Damron.
Shelby Damron picks up the foul. Damron, only a freshman, but on Wednesday night made a huge difference for the Lady Golden Eagles. Cradle with the athleticism, gets her own rebound after the missed shot and a rejection by Allen. The crowd goes wild. Now Dameron trapped, is fouled from behind. So that will be the second foul against Kaylin Patterson. That's the 5th team foul of the quarter, 2:32 remaining.
Foul on number 24, Kaylin Patterson.
So free throws.
The game's got a little bit more physical here in the second quarter. So the officials have let them play a little bit, but have also, I think, done a pretty good job so far of kind of controlling how physical the basketball game gets.
I think so as well. In terms of the physicality battle, and we see the physicality of the game, who do you think that benefits more of having a physical game?
Well, I don't know if there's a real advantage right now. I would say if the game is not called as tight, I would say maybe it's going to favor Westerville South just because of their ability to put pressure on the basketball. However, if Mobley's able to play inside, which she isn't right now because she has 3 fouls, you would think maybe it would help the Eagles inside.
Gotcha, so a little bit of a mixed bag. Soroka gives it up right away as she looked up the floor. Allen, tight defense inside, takes the risk, and certainly a foul. That's only, looks like her first foul on the night.
Yeah. You know, Allen's had a couple really good block shots. Probably the difference with that one is she came down with that left hand. And anytime you kind of really swat down, officials really have a tendency that they're going to call that foul.
So she makes the first. 1 point separates the two teams with 2:15 remaining. 14 fouls for Big Walnut, so any more will put them in the bonus.
White
makes both of them. Now they're facing a full court press.
Yep. Westerville South gets into a 2-2-1 look.
Dameron looks up, but she's looking at a Tang Fontum, who contests it well.
And she did a good job of just maintaining her position and not fouling.
Cradle with the double dribble. It got loose from her. See it there, inside of 2 minutes here in the second quarter.
So again, 2-2-1, full court pressure here. Last time the Eagles were able to throw over the top and get a layup look, but not able to finish.
Soroka gets it across midcourt. Looking at her options, she tries to find Largent, but Cradle, the right place at the right time, pushes it out of bounds.
Well, Cradle's just kind of all over the place defensively. She does a great job putting pressure on the basketball. And on the help side, she's just got great awareness, which she did there. Excuse me, able to deflect the basketball out of bounds.
She has 4.6 steals per game on the season, and you're seeing why.
Yep, you can see because most steals are going to come off the basketball. Great play there. You know, Deja Allen's really stepped up here in the second quarter with Mobley being on the bench. She's had an outstanding second quarter here. 9 points in the basketball game.
Even then, working through contact and didn't shy away from it at all. Took it up strong with the left hand off the square. Looking for a receiver.
You know, we talked about the ball pressure that Westerville South put on. Right now, the Eagles doing a good job of putting great pressure on the basketball and making it difficult for Westerville South to kind of get into any set that they want to get here. Under a minute to go in the quarter, so let's see if Westerville South kind of holds the ball here, looking for the last shot of the quarter.
Largent covering inside, and she fouls with the and one. It goes in. Can you believe it? White will go to the line for one, and an opportunity to lead this ball game with 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Not really sure, Coach Geis, is that's a shot he wanted, but it's a shot you got, and a great move, and able to finish and get to the free throw line. Now with the chance to put the Westerville South up by one.
And no dice this time. Will stay tied. They say that possession stays with Big Walnut.
So again, Westerville South's going to show this 2-2-1, full court pressure. And Cradle checks out of the game here with just under 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Federer. Oh, so a foul called against White. That'll be White's second.
Yep, and they're going to, Eagles are going to get to go to the line.
An opportunity to create a little bit of distance.
On the line, Remy Largent.
Largent's first one is good, so reclaiming the lead inside of 30 seconds. Absolutely packed house here on the home side. The wayside filling out pretty well also.
As we said, Cradle doesn't sit very long. She's back here for the last possession of the first half, probably, by Westerville South.
Trying to get it inside. Denza Allen comes up with a steal in a big way. 10 seconds remaining, now 5. It's stripped, a scramble for the ball. No shot will be had, so Big Walnut leading this one 26-24. Stay with us for second half action coming up next.
26.
Think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, but you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they
Bryce Cradle with OH.REPORT, joined in the booth by Joe Baylog. Halftime here in On the Monarch Title Services halftime show. Taking a look at the score here, 26-24. Close one going back and forth all game long. First one seemed like momentum was with Westerville South. Second quarter seemed like momentum was with Big Walnut. Let's go ahead and take a look at our halftime stats. Pretty even in that regard. 7 field goals, 2 3-pointers, 13 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 9 fouls, and 4 for 8 from the free throw line for Westerville South. And for Big Walnut, 8 field goals, 1 3-pointer, 11 rebounds, 10 turnovers, 7 fouls, and 7 for 10 from the free throw line. And we talked a little bit about the physicality and how they're looking to rein that in, but also, I mean, just the strength that both teams have shown inside, and that really has, I think, been this guiding light for these teams, is being able to get it inside, whether it's to Cradle or Allen, and scoring reliably.
I mean, if you're Big Walnut, you're really happy. You're up 2, and Mobley set pretty much the whole second quarter. One of the things I think that probably was addressed by the coaching staff of Big Walnut, the half, would be the number of turnovers. I mean, they're at 10 turnovers. So if you can cut those, to half, you're going to have more opportunities to score. The stat that kind of stands out for Westerville South is, out of those 13 rebounds, they have 8 offensive rebounds. So they've done a good job of getting second and third chance opportunities to score. So we got a really good basketball game going here, 2-point game. And probably it's going to be the team that takes a little bit better care of the basketball in the second half. And then on the other side, it's going to be a team that's going to get those second and third chance opportunities. So be interesting to see how this plays out, Bryce.
Pretty evenly distributed, I think, for Big Walnut. A bunch of players coming up with big plays, whether it's Allen or Mobley. But for Westerville South, I mean, just a nuisance defensively and offensively as well. Able to score so reliably, not really falling, but Cradle has been really impressive tonight.
Although I don't know if Cradle scored in the second quarter. I think she had 7 in the first quarter. But just her presence on the floor is a big difference in this basketball game. She just is active on the basketball. And then off the basketball, she seems to always be in the passing lane. She probably has 2 or 3 offensive rebounds herself. So it's going to be Big Walnut ball here to start the second half. And there's a 4th foul.
They call an offensive foul against Mobley, her 4th. Home crowd erupts at that.
8 seconds into the second half, and she's probably going to have to go back to the bench, maybe. Yep.
Their lead. Well, it looks like Damron is going to sub. We'll take one more look. I mean, the question is, I think, did she lift that right foot? And ever so slightly she did.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it looks a lot worse than it is, and that might have been the case there.
I think a lot of it was size difference as well.
Size difference, and just, it was a hard screen. The defense didn't do a very good job of calling out the screen. It looked a lot more violent than it really was.
So could have huge implications, but Allen defending the inside. In the absence of Mobley, she has been a stone wall.
Yeah, that's maybe her third block shot tonight. And she's just been a force.
And they don't call that one. Yep. Take one more look at it. Definitely think that there wasn't contact on the ball, that's for sure.
And Allen going with that left hand. Not able to finish, but off the Wildcats and out of bounds. So the Eagles get another chance here on a baseline out of bounds play.
And where they were very sharp in the first half, a couple of turnovers now for Westerville South right out of the gate. Denza Allen right inside. Just taking a beating down low.
But an offensive rebound for the Eagles here, so second chance opportunity.
Largent floating with the right hand, not a good shot, and they call the foul on Largent. A block, yeah, definitely not establishing position there.
Yeah, Largent just had a little bit of difficulty getting going tonight offensively. Has missed some open threes, was able to get to the lane earlier and get on balance and finish. And has got a couple free throws, but struggling a little bit against the pressure that Westerville South has been able to put on the basketball.
Westerville South trailing by 2. Set up the offense and we'll look for a good shot. Too hard off the glass. Dupree, no good. Rebound the Golden Eagles. Is closely guarded. They put the ball on the ground. Largent guarded well. Lexi Federer with a great look on the right hand going baseline. Cradle sends it out. Thought about the 3. Dupree will pass out of it. On the block. They don't call the foul, but they do give the basket.
Seems to be maybe a little bit of emphasis here by Westerville South as we start the second half of trying to attack the Eagles post players inside. They've really made a conscious effort to put the basketball into the paint at the block.
At the top of the key, Federer down to the corner. Largent thinks about the 3. Allen fading away, and it's an air ball. Cradle up the floor with a full head of steam and just sneaks it over the rim. We've got a tie ball game. Largent with the 3 ball on the other end.
She's just not been able to get going from behind the 3-point line so far tonight.
Allen gets the ball on their own end. Largent tries again. This time it's good.
You know, with a good shooter, it's only a matter of time. And Remy Largent able to knock a big 3 off of the turnover.
Largent looking to heat up here in the third quarter. Cradle tries the 3 of her own. Timeout called by Westerville South.
Westerville South.
At this point, I mean, both teams playing well. Do you think there's any need for adjustments in the timeout?
Well, I think the timeout maybe by Westerville South is just talking a little bit about being a little bit more, I guess, patient defensively, that they seem to maybe be forcing it a little bit too much. You know, they've got 3 turnovers here to start the second half, and so far, Big Walnut's done a good job. They have not turned the basketball over, so kind of flipped a little bit here as we started the second half. But the big key is, you know, Mobley being on the bench. That's a big key. I mean, she's played less than, well, she's played about eight minutes in the first quarter, and then pretty much set the entire second quarter, and probably is going to sit, you know, the most of the third quarter, unless, you know, Westerville South would make a big run here.
And being such a big weapon for the team with 4 fouls, as a coach, when do you start to think about putting her back in? 5 seconds closely guarded.
Right now it's going to depend on how the game plays. I mean, if you're able to keep it here, you know, it's 31-31. As long as it doesn't, I would say maybe, you know, gets to a 6 or an 8 point game, then you might have to look at putting her back in. But the good thing is this Big Walnut team, they just battle, and you got to really like how they stepped up here with her on the bench.
Trying to find some space. White.
That's a tough shot. I mean, good job there by Largent of just what we said, walling up, but White able to shoot over top.
They call 5. Is that 5 seconds closely
guarded? Yeah, they
called
a 5-second call. That's kind of a tough call, because usually any time you make penetration towards the basket, the count should come off. But the official not seeing that as penetration to the basket makes a second 5-second call here, I believe, in the last 3 possessions.
Huge implications of calls from referees tonight have had to make big ones. That's why we're up here, not down there.
And that's the 4th turnover here by the Wildcats in the second half. Good offensive rebound.
Remy Largent whacked down low, and she'll go to the line for 2. An opportunity to square this ball game up once again.
Foul on number 22, Kennedy Walker.
Kennedy Walker picks up her 2nd foul, the 6-foot senior power forward.
Well, and as we said, Largent has not been great offensively, but what she's been able to do is get to the free throw line. I believe that's her 5th free throw of tonight. She's hit a 3, hit a 2 in the lane in the first half, but she's been able to get to the free throw line where she's very, very efficient.
Very comfortable at the charity stripe, and she proves it again there.
She's got a really nice shooting stroke for a sophomore.
Of course, Mother Carrie Largent, a legend here at Big Walnut High School. A 3-ball try from Cradle. Cradle feeling it, but not good this time. Federer looking to the basket. The Euro step and the underhanded right hand is good for her.
Federer playing really well here in the second half. Has had a couple of really nice drives to the basket and able to put it on the glass and finish.
Getting comfortable now. Slowing things down, moving it around the perimeter, looking for that one good shot that will tie them up. Largent called for a foul. She thought maybe a push off from the offensive player. We'll take another look.
Remy not real happy with that call and does a good job kind of just getting away from the officials as she expresses her frustration. But they called it on the floor, so it's not a 2-shot foul. So it'll be baseline out of bounds here for Westerville South.
3rd team foul for Big Walnut, 1 for Westerville South. Cradle, great job working inside, and it's an and 1.
Great job by Cradle of almost boxing out her defender to get the basketball right at the basket. So Cradle able to make the basket, tied up. It's going to be a timeout here by the Eagles.
Timeout. We get a look here at the score breakdown this quarter, 11-9 so far. It's been the story of this game, just split right down the middle.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth basketball game. I mean, several ties, several lead changes. So as the game continues here, each possession becomes more important. I mean, I think the stat that right now sticks out in the second half is Big Walnut has 0 turnovers. And Westerville South has 4. So the Eagles have done a much better job of just taking care of the basketball, which has helped them be more efficient offensively.
Absolutely, and this one, a nail biter at the Eagles' nest.
Well, and one of the things, you know, as a coach you talk about is how does a team handle adversity? So, you know, tonight in this game, Big Walnut right now handling adversity great from the standpoint that their best player has been on the bench, you know, 2/3 of the basketball game tonight. I mean, only really, you know, played about 30 seconds in the second quarter. I think played 8 seconds here in the third. And right now it's a tie ball game, but with a chance for Westerville South to take the lead.
Talk about the perseverance of the team. So the 3-point play is good after the timeout.
Yep, and Cradle's got 15 points for tonight. I think she leads all scorers in this basketball game.
I think so. I think the next closest is 11. Touch foul, reaching in.
Second team foul on Westerville South. We got 4 team fouls on Big Walnut right now with 2:17 to go here in the third.
Soroka to Largent. Largent, a deep 3 inches whack for the 4-point play.
Well, they ran a really nice set there. Got her coming off of a down screen. And, you know, she's about 3 steps behind the line and able to bank it off the glass and draw the foul.
A heave from 21 feet.
Well, you asked earlier, what do you do with the shooter if they're not making shots? You know, you just kind of say you got to keep shooting. And I don't know if that was the best shot, but when you're a shooter like her, you're going to get a chance to make some shots like that. But goes to the free throw line, misses, I believe, her first free throw tonight.
No good on the 4-point play. 2 points. Cradle trying to stump the momentum, and she does. Rising to the occasion again. She gets in the face of Largent.
I mean, Cradle just comes right back and knocks down a pressured 3. Nice backdoor cut.
Alexa Morris, good on the back door.
Nice pass, great cut, and a good finish. Just about a minute and a half to go in the quarter here, and the Eagles are leading by 1.
90 seconds in the third quarter.
Coach Geis kind of setting his team here. And Cradle with the penetration. Offensive rebound.
Cradle with the left hand, floats in, no good. She's swarmed and she still gets it in.
She's doing it all right now for the Wildcats. Making shots, dishing the basketball, rebounding the basketball. She's a very, very good player.
41-40 inside of 1 minute. Allen with the ball, a 3-ball try from Soroka!
Well, they didn't get back over top of that little handoff, and Soroka just makes a great shot.
Cradle not enough this time. Morris up the floor with the hesitation, looking for options. They'll just pull it right out. 30 seconds remaining. Allen wants a shot and just rims out.
And probably Westerville South will look for the last shot of the quarter here. And this could be big, Bryce, because if they're able to score, they're going to get possession of the basketball to start the fourth quarter.
Oh, great point.
You would imagine the ball is going to get in Cradle's hands here. Possibly. No, doesn't look like it.
A step back from the free throw line is good. And that will end the third quarter.
Sierra White says, I'll take it in my hands a little bit here and show what I can do. So 43-43 at the end of the third.
Stay with us for the conclusion of this ball game and part 2 of our Westerville South Big Walnut coverage coming up next. Fourth quarter action here at the Eagles Nest. We've got a real barn burner for you, all tied up at 43 as we enter the fourth quarter.
Well, as we said, Bryce, that shot at the end of the quarter was used. It tied it up. And now Westerville South has possession of the basketball here to start the fourth.
An opportunity to establish a lead. Going at Largent, an offensive foul called. That'll be the third foul for London Brewer.
Yeah, Brewer just kind of stuck that forearm out a little bit. So the big thing here is that Eagles get a stop, and now what you're looking to see if you can get a score here, and then another stop and have possession of the basketball with the lead. Good ball screen there.
Good and hard. That one too short as it's off the front of the rim.
And as you know, you were talking about when would Mobley come back in. You know, they're going to hold her out here to start the fourth quarter with the game being tied, but you would anticipate if Westerville South makes any kind of run here that she would be back in the ball game soon.
And a look to the corner. White, no good off of a great look. Soroka looks inside to Morris. It's tipped out of bounds. Big Walnut will retain possession.
So baseline out of bounds here. They've kind of been in this set, this little kind of eye set with the tee. It's a little bit of screen to screener action. Westerville South does a nice job keeping the ball out of the lane, and the Eagles are going to set up here in the half court.
Allen working on Brewer into the corner. Morris, the try, no good. They just let it go out of bounds.
You know, Morris just came in off the bench and made a couple nice plays and had a pretty good open look there in the corner, just not able to knock down that three. So tied at 43 with 6:46 to go in the basketball game. But this right here has been the player of the game so far. Ariyana Cradle with 20 points in the basketball game as we only have started the fourth quarter.
A foul at the rim will send him to the line for one, or for two.
Yeah, they just ran a little clear out there for Sierra White. And as we mentioned, White hit that big bucket at the end of the third quarter. Now she's able to go to the free throw line here and shoot two to see if she can put the Wildcats up in this tightly contested basketball game.
First one, no good, not able to establish distance. Has a second opportunity though.
Important here, if you're Big Walnut, you want to make sure you box out on the free throw. Kind of a cardinal rule that if you're defending at the free throw line, you'd never want to give up offensive rebounds.
Makes the second. A 1-point game facing a full court press.
Yeah, but it looks like it's just straight man-to-man pressure right now.
Got to get it across midcourt, and they do. White guarding Soroka closely. Allen just gets a hold of the ball.
I mean, I believe it. I mean, my stats may not be exactly correct, but I don't think the Eagles have turned the ball over here in the second half after having 10 in the first half. Yep, deflected out of bounds.
They say last touch by Westerville South.
So let's see if the Eagles give any kind of different look on a baseline out of bounds play here. Yep, in a just a simple box set here. Oh, I was going to say I thought Largent was going to maybe pull that.
Allen is whacked as she goes to the ground, slow to get up.
She might have got whacked pretty good. But a nice move. She's really good going with that left hand.
Foul on number 2.
And now we're gonna, with 5:52 to go in the ball game, Sydney Mobley's going to check back in for the Eagles here as they are down by 1. But Desna Allen's got a chance to tie it up here and even take the lead.
They do tie it up. Sydney Mobley will check back into this game. A major storyline tonight, has played less than 10 minutes after accruing 4 fouls.
She's going to check in for Allen here. She's coming in for the shooter. Trying to give Allen just a little bit of breather here so she's ready to go down the stretch of this basketball game.
Too hard off the back iron. Will stay tied.
Cradle on the bench here too. So Cradle out for probably a short time.
White airballs it, tie up near the shot. They say Big Walnut will hold on to possession. A scrum for the ball ends up going off of a Wildcat.
So Mobley in the game. I mean, I would anticipate they're probably going to keep her away from setting any kind of ball screen because that was the call she had here in the third quarter. But it'll also be interesting from the standpoint of Westerville South to see if they try to attack her a little bit inside. And Morris coming up to help a little bit here to get the basketball inbound.
Steps on the brakes. Federer sets up the offense.
I mean, good change of pace dribble there by Federer, and that's what you got to do if you're going to handle pressure. Can't play at the same pace all the time. Federer, nice pass.
Mobley immediately checking into the game and making a difference.
But Lexi Federer there, great play there, making penetration and finding her open teammate. And Cradle's going to be checking right back in here.
Cradle, just a quick breather. Has been the force to be reckoned with tonight for the Wildcats, as has been the case all season long. Slowing down and looking for a good shot. They do not want to allow this to become a two-possession ball game.
Largent with the steal.
Scrapping for the ball, and they call a jump ball.
Well, and a good decision there by Largent. Many times you're going to see somebody screaming for a timeout, but I think her understanding possession of the basketball, a jump ball, we get the basketball, so you're not wasting a timeout, which is going to be important in a game like this, because you want to try to save as many of those timeouts as you can for late game situations.
That's brilliant. I didn't even think about that.
So a chance here, one of the few chances that somebody's got a chance to take a 4-point lead in this basketball game.
Allen looking baseline, makes the pass to Largent. Cradle doing a good job of recovering.
Nice shot fake and a step through move. Just didn't get it high enough on the square, but a nice move by Desna Allen there. Just not able to finish the play.
Setting up the offense is Sari White. Cradle underneath, sends it out to Dupree. Dupree, no good.
Offensive rebound on the backside, though.
And a turnover for Westerville South.
Yep. Dupree just a little bit hard with that pass, and her teammate Kennedy Walker not able to handle it. So again, another possession here for Big Walnut with a chance to take this to a two-possession game.
Halfway through the fourth quarter. Almost loses it. Soroka recovers nicely.
Yep, doing a little bit of a dribble weave out here top.
In the hands of Mobley, they'll isolate her out.
Isolate her at the elbow. Nice step through, they're gonna call.
And one!
That's a big basket. I thought they might call a travel, but
I thought so too.
She's able to do a step through move and finish.
With the continuation, a possible three-point play and an opportunity to make this a 5-point game, the most that separated these two teams tonight.
You know, again, this is my first time of seeing her. I saw her in the summer a little bit, but what's really impressive is her ability to use her left hand. You would almost think she's a left-handed player, but she is a right-handed player, but she uses her left hand so well.
At the high school level, I think with, you know, even some of the more gifted players, like the level to be able to guard both sides. I mean, that is the common wisdom, is try to push them to one side, but that's just not possible with Mobley. Up the floor, and Allen is hit in the face trying to collect the ball. Foul's going to go against Cradle. That's her fourth. And I believe that's the fourth team foul for Westerville South. One more will put them at the line. 3:09 remaining. This could be a huge factor.
Well, actually, according to the scoreboard, it's only Cradle's third. So that's big. But a chance here, 5-point lead, and if you're able to stretch this to 7 or 8 with under 3 minutes to go, this could be big. Mobley turned it over.
5 points, Cradle trying to get her team back in this. Misses the layup. Was well guarded inside by Allen.
I mean, Allen's length there just gave Cradle enough of a problem. She wasn't able to get the ball cleanly on the glass. But give Cradle a lot of credit. She didn't quit. She just stepped up, kept after the basketball. Baseline out of bounds here for Westerville South. Good job there by the Eagles of defending the baseline out of bounds play, forcing the ball out top. Big possession here.
2:43 remaining and ticking. A move inside. Allen whacks her, and she picks it up anyway, going to the line.
Well, you can see what they did there. They simply did a clear out for White, and they put Cradle in the corner, and so there was no help going to come off Cradle, and then White able to just be strong enough to play off 2 feet and finish the play, and Allen coming across to give help was just a little bit out of control and knocked her to the floor. So a chance here to cut it back to a 2-point deficit for the Wildcats.
White has come up in key moments, but not this time.
Mobley did not box out at all. She just turned and went right to the glass, and the ball came off long. So big offensive rebound for the Wildcats here. And this could tie it up.
And it does. Cradle with the clutch three-pointer as we enter the late minutes.
And Coach Geis is going to take a timeout here as they tied it up. So Bryce, as I mentioned, one of the cardinal rules that a coach has is you cannot give up offensive rebounds on a missed free throw. And if we watch the replay, you see Mobley really didn't make any kind of contact, just kind of stepped. And even with Mobley's size, the ball went over top of her head. And you gave Westerville South an extra possession, and Cradle makes you pay.
Every possession so important in a game like this, and certainly proving true right here.
Well, we take a look at the scoring. Westerville South has 49 points. Cradle has 23. White has 15. Those two players have been very special tonight.
Just haven't seemed to have an answer for him. I mean, Cradle always finding a way to get loose and find a shot.
Yeah. And she makes a lot of great second effort plays, at both ends of the floor, getting the offensive glass. Seems to always be involved with getting a loose basketball, one of those what we call 50-50 basketballs. So she's a very, very good player.
4 team fouls for Westerville South, 2 for Big Walnut. So free throws could play a factor as we approach the 2-minute mark.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing right now, if you're Big Walnut, you want to be sure you're strong with the basketball because you are getting to go to the free throw line here on the next foul. And right there, we talked about it. Yep.
And they do call the foul, indeed.
And that's huge because now you're going to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Westerville South bench really frustrated by that one, but no doubt about it.
I mean, I think the difference, when they came into Patterson came in there, I believe, with the trap. A lot of times you just got to show your hands and play more with your body. She had her hands down there, kind of whacked her on the arm. So able to go to the free throw line. Lexi Federer here has played really well here in the second half.
Misses the first free throw, will get a second chance. Big Walnut the first to 50, but just by a nick. They're facing a full court press. Cradle with the ball in her hands.
Going inside.
Desire Dupree, no good.
Great job there by Largent of just playing straight up.
Mobley attacking the rim is fouled and will go to the line for 2. Sydney Mobley, after not seeing much of this game at all, is looking to make a difference in the biggest way for the Golden Eagles as we're inside of 2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Well, her ability to go right or left and get to the basket is outstanding. As you said, really impressed with her ability to use her left hand, but when she's able to get to about 6 feet to the basket, she's just a hard guard. And then she's got a really good, efficient shooting stroke from the free throw line, which makes her even more of a special player.
I mean, how do you guard it? Just multi-dimensional, all levels?
Well, I think one of the things, you may have to do is have to try to double her. But she's so skilled and strong that it's difficult to keep her from out of the basket. But here's Cradle.
Good for three to retake the lead.
Man, you got to find her about 2 steps above the three-point line, because right now she is feeling it here at crunch time in this basketball game. Little post-to-post ball screen here. And Mobley threw it away.
Miscommunication with 1:31 remaining. With a 3-ball, Westerville South could make this a 2-possession game.
Well, and here's the interesting part now is that Big Walnut only has 2 team fouls, so Westerville South's going to take a timeout here.
They'll have 2 remaining.
Westerville South, full timeout.
Full timeout called. Take the opportunity to thank our sponsors here, BKD Legal LLC. Attorney Brian Duncan is dedicated to providing you assistance in language that you can understand. Call 740-965-1348 to schedule a free consultation. Monarch Title Services, if you're selling or refinancing your real estate, you get to choose the title company. Why not choose those who support the Trojans and close with confidence anytime, anywhere? BS Media Productions. Need a commercial to showcase your business or promote that you're hiring? BS Media Productions is the most affordable, high-quality production company in North Central Ohio. Find them on Facebook. Sunbury Christian Church. It's about relationship, not religion. So 4 timeouts for Big Walnut, 2 for Westerville South. Big Walnut in the bonus.
Well, as they came up before they called the timeout, looks like they were going to go 4 corners. So
okay,
be interesting here to see if Westerville South comes out and tries to hold the ball. As we said, Big Walnut has really 2 fouls to give. The 3rd foul would put Westerville South at the free throw line. So if you're Westerville South, you got to really make sure, number one, you're coming to all passes here. You're going to be strong with the basketball, because one of the things, Bryce, that we said is typically late in a basketball game, there seems to be a lot more contact allowed maybe than earlier in a game. And it looks like they've come out in a 1-3-1 defense here, looking to trap out top, and it looks like Westerville South trying to hold the basketball.
An aggressive reach at that, but I think that's kind of the idea.
Yeah, Federer almost made the play there, though. That was close. She always was able to sneak in from behind and get that deflection.
4th team foul for Big Walnut. Sorry, 3rd.
Close to a 5-second call, not quite. Oh, they're going to call a foul.
Foul on number 1, Federer.
So now the next foul, Westerville South will go to the free throw line.
Westerville South hasn't been necessarily stellar from the free throw line tonight.
Well, I would assume you'd want to try to keep White or Cradle off the line, but they're gonna foul White, and White's going to be able to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
So White has 15 points on the night. Opportunity to make it 16 and 17. First one is up and it's good.
Need plenty of time. You got 1:06 here, so even if she makes it, I mean, Big Walnut does not have to come down and shoot a 3. They're just going to need to make sure they get a good look. And rimmed around.
Makes the second. 1:06 remaining in the 4th quarter. Across midcourt.
Extending that pressure on the basketball. Well, was going to say they're going to put the ball in Mobley's hands here.
Thinking about the three. Largent, it's a bit too deep.
I mean, Westerville South doing a really good job pressuring the basketball. Here goes Mobley with their left hand, though.
Fouled, will go to the line. That one close to a three-point play. 35.1 remaining. Mobley will get 2 chances.
Well, good patience there, because sometimes, you know, you just get in a big rush, but we're patient enough to get the ball in Mobley's hands. She's able to make a play here, go to the free throw line, shooting 2, as the Eagles trail by 3.
A thriller at the Eagles' nest inside of 1 minute. And still a 1-possession game. Sydney Mobley on the line to put the Golden Eagles within 1.
Yep.
She makes the first. Makes the lead a little more manageable.
And I think if she makes this free throw, it looks like Coach Largent's going to call a timeout on the make to set their defense. Short.
Off the front of the rim. Mobley almost fouls, but they almost throw it away. But right on the other end of things, it's a 2-possession game.
Yep. Great job there by Westerville South of looking up the floor and getting an easy layup.
Largent puts it up, a bad shot, 15 seconds remaining, and fouled by Federer.
Yeah, Largent panicked just a little bit there. I mean, you didn't necessarily need a 3, you just needed a quick score. But Remy Largent frustrated a little bit with herself right now, so chance here for Westerville South maybe to somewhat ice the game. If you make 2 here, you get, you know, you're up 6 with 12.9 seconds. And Big Walnut's going to take a timeout here.
Big Walnut with the timeout. A 4-point game with 2 free throws. Westerville South smelling blood in the water and seeking to keep their conference streak spotless and increase to 9-0.
I mean, this has been a really good basketball game, Bryce. I mean, you take a look, great crowd. I mean, it's the Big Walnut side is pretty much packed. Pep band, Westerville South, close to 2/3 full. You don't typically see this, especially on the girls' side. So a great atmosphere for these young ladies to be able to play in tonight.
And loud in here. I mean, we were having to mess with our headsets just to be able to hear each other up here in the booth.
We had to turn them up a little bit, especially when that guy starts beating on those drums. It makes it a little bit difficult to hear. So, but great to see the enthusiasm here by both of these schools tonight.
Be sure to stay with us as we bring you part 2, the boys' game. Should begin shortly after the girls' game. We're going to try to get an MVP interview up here. We're on a tight time squeeze, though. First one, no good. So potential life for Big Walnut.
Well, whether she makes this or miss one, you just need a quick score. You don't need a 3. You just need a quick score.
She does make the second. A 5-point lead, 12.9 remaining.
And the difficulty here is just the quickness.
Largent almost loses the ball. She hits a 3, but possession was stopped.
Not sure what our call is here. Is there a timeout called?
And it was the referee away from the bench that actually called it. But
no, Big Walnut must have called a timeout. And not sure how many timeouts they have left, as we don't have it up on the scoreboard. But what you're going to need here is a quick score, whether it's a 2 or a 3. And then you're probably going to have to use a timeout and then try to get a steal off the inbounds, or you're going to have to make a quick foul. So
each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Leading scorer on the game, Ariyana Cradle, has been electric with 26 points on the night, exceeding her points per game average of 17.8. Only a junior.
Coach Geis yelling, "Don't foul," which is exactly what you don't want to have a foul here at all.
Looking for an option.
Yeah.
Gonna have to get this off quick. Largent
kicked it right back.
Off the backboard, no good. Trying to get away, and that will end things here at the Eagles Nest. Westerville South retaining the clean sheet, and the OCC winning this one 57-52 over Big Walnut. Stay with us.
Coach B.
Hey, Travis, what's up?
Oh, not much. What's that sound?
Just working on some long overdue improvements here.
Whoa.
Fit for a Hall of Famer. Hi, I'm Joe Baylog. Tune into the Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can't move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here, blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hear them cheer. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hear them cheer. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know.
Bryce Cradle with the OH.REPORT here with the Monarch Title Services post-game show. And for the girls' game, 4 quarters of play are in the books. Westerville South winning this one 57-52, getting a look as the boys come onto the floor. Let's take a look at our post-game stats. And so after 4 quarters for Westerville South, 13 field goals, 7 three-pointers, 21 rebounds, 8 turnovers, 19 fouls, and 10 for 16 from the free throw line. For the Golden Eagles, 12 field goals, 4 three-pointers, 18 rebounds, 12 turnovers, 18 fouls, and 14 for 20 from the free throw line. And I think the story was Ariyana Cradle. Fantastic game for her tonight. Really took over, going back and forth all game long, but her 26 points really made the difference.
And she made a lot of big shots tonight. That was the key thing. There was a stretch there, I think, where Big Walnut went up 5. Not sure if she scored the basket to cut it to 3, but then they got a big offensive rebound off of a missed free throw, and she buried a 3 to tie it. And then she just seemed like any time there needed to be a big shot, she was able to make it.
Taking a look at what's coming up next for both teams. For Westerville South, they're going to play Afrocentric, a tough game for them. And for Big Walnut on the 31st, they'll be playing Newark at 7:30 p.m. We're going to try to get Ariyana up here. We'll wait a few more minutes, but we do have the boys' game, so we may have to jump into that. Stay with us for just a few more minutes. We are going to take the stream down to set up the new stream for the boys' game. It'll be its own broadcast, so stay with us.
time to